Because it's 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Yeah. Belal Muhammad, M. Shinoda, Styles of Beyond. Right. We're going to actually have to remember this guy's name at some point because I believe after Shavkat Rahkmonov's performance, well, big air quotes, against Ian Gary, I think Belal Muhammad wins. That arrow is not really drawn very accurate, but I think Belal Muhammad wins pretty easily. And then we're going to have to start remembering his name and throwing him in with the goats of the division. Now, I am very sick and I can't pronounce certain words properly, so bear with me this video. But we're going to go through the reasons why Belal Muhammad will beat Shavkat Rahkmonov whenever these two want to fight. It will probably be 3:13 in, I think that's in America, in March. Reason number one, more experience, right? This is this guy's resume. This is his last, I think it's 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 fights. Now, there are a lot of taller opponents on this list, like Leon Edwards, like I think Luke's taller than him, like Thompson, I think Maya's taller than him as well. He does pretty well against taller opponents. Shavkat is also taller than him, but just the sheer quality of opponents he's going against here basically means that he is much more equipped for a 5-round fight and for a high-level opponent than Shavkat Rahkmonov. If you look at Shavkat, where's Shavkat? Is Shavkat's? Shavkat's but his resume is pretty weak. This is all of his fights in the UFC. Alex Oliveira is a decent win. Not exactly a ranked opponent. Neither is anyone here up to Neil Magny. He's no longer ranked. He was ranked at the time. He's a gatekeeper, whatever. Jeff Neal, outside the top 10. Wonderboy, at the time he fought him, was, I think he was like 7th. Once not top 5, And then Ian Gary, he's not top 5, but he is a very good fighter, and he probably will be top 5 at some point. He just needs to get 1 or 2 wins. Probably 2 wins now that he lost. But, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Ian Gary's probably his best win, and he's not, he is probably, let's just say Ian Gary's top 5 for the sake of this video. He's got a win over Stephen Thompson, which is not exactly, at the time he fought him, he'd already been losing, it's not exactly the best win. Jeff Neal is a good win, especially on the fact that Jeff Neal weighed like 200 pounds that night, but it's not exactly a great win, compared to listen, I'm not saying it's a bad win, compared to some of the wins that Belal Muhammad has. Vicente Luque, when he fought him, was a better win. Sean Brady, when he fought him, was a better win. Gilbert Burns, when he fought him, was a better win. Stephen Thompson, when he fought him. Damian Maia, when he fought him, was a better win. Leon Edwards, better win, But we're not comparing their legacy. We're comparing who's going to win the fight. So obviously Belal has more experience, but we're going to also look at their last performances, which for Shavkat does look pretty tight. Now, obviously, I do understand that everything's not based on their last performance. However, it is a very good indicator on what will happen. And because Shavkat took such a jump up in quality from where he's usually fighting, it's a good idea to see what's going on here. Now, Belal Muhammad, 48, 47, 49, 46, that region against Leon Edwards. Now, it was a good win from Belal Muhammad. He almost lost it in the last round. I thought it was 48-47, which, with competitive rounds, by the way, which kind of makes it very beatable it makes Belal very beatable. Now, obviously, he did also drop Leon on his head. We need to, I don't know if that counts as a significant strike, but that definitely did some damage against Leon. But he is very beatable, especially when Leon's posturing up and raining down elbows, which Shavkat can do. We saw this in the Gary fight. I don't actually have a picture on it because I'm improvising. I don't actually have a picture on here of Shavkat doing it. I'm so ill. Sorry about that. I just have to remove my sinuses from my body. We've got. I don't have a picture of Shavkat doing it, but he did it in the Gary fight. Quite often, he started raining down punches against Belal Muhammad. If you're in top position, that probably wins you the round most of the time. I mean, Belal Muhammad doesn't really get damage off, and that's where I think Shavkat will win. I don't think he's going to finish Belal. He might do. There might be like a string of events, like when you watch a cartoon and it's picked the most like random like cause of events, and some absolute calamity happens because of it. That might happen, which then causes Belal to get finished or get like submitted or something. But I don't see the fight ending with a finish. I see going to decision. I think Shavkat might be able to rob a few rounds if he's, posturing up and dealing damage when he gets top position. However, it will be getting top position that's hard based on Shavkat's last performance. Now, granted, the first 10 rounds was this. This was the first 10 rounds of the fight. It literally, so much cage holding that Ian Gary's shorts broke and they had to do a change of shorts mid-fight. That happened. First time in an MMA fight I've ever seen someone change their shorts in a fight. He's looked pretty sharp with the boxing, but this was most of the fight. Looked pretty sharp with boxing. Caught Ian Gary quite a few times. This strike here won in the first round. I believe this was... Is this just the same strike? Is this a different one? Is that a different one? I believe that's the same one. It could be a different one, though. I'm not sure. I'm a complete moron. This is obviously a different one. This one won in the second round. So the first two rounds were being separated by a punch, which could be very similar to Belal Muhammad, because in fact that not really much happens in his fight either. Did get outstruck on the feet in the third round, yes, round 3. However, this is to a high-level kickboxer, and most of those significant strikes were kicks from Ian Gary. So, but this is really what I want to focus on, this next image. Giving up your back to Ian Gary. Ian Gary's not really the wrestling type, or the grappling type. Granted, he's fighting with Charles Dublanc. Charles Dublanc. He's not exactly the best grappler. In this positioning, it's Belal Muhammad. I can see Belal Muhammad just holding him down and just getting hooks under the arms and just holding him there. Maybe like trying to progress a little bit so the referee doesn't stand them up like a mong. But I can see Belal Muhammad just holding him there, and I didn't see Shavkat getting out of that position. And if that happens 2 or 3 times, if that happens in the first 3 rounds and not much damage is done, he's won the fight 38-37 no matter what happens in the next 3. And I can see that happening because it's not like Shavkat was in any rush at all in the first round to do anything, right? He shot a few body lock takedowns, got denied all of them, and just kept holding them against the fence. It's not like he was in any rush. I can see Belal Muhammad winning round 1 to 3, and then basically just going like full defensive mode for the next 2 rounds and just barely surviving like he always does because it's Belal Muhammad. And that's the final reason. Anti-hype fight style is horrible against fighters who are either... Okay, my bike is about to fall over. Is as horrible against people like Shavkat who can finish their opponents, right? And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to get my mic back on while speaking, so I'm just going to bloody pause the recording quickly. That's better. His anti-hype fight style is very bad against fighters like Shavkat, right? Because Shavkat focuses a lot on trying to finish them, or from wrestling mainly, or from grappling positions. I need to... Oh, bruv! I'm so ill. I completely forgot where I was. Belal Muhammad, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no, so he basically beats Shavkat by just being boring and holding him on the ground. And I can see that happening. My early prediction for the fight is a Belal Muhammad 48-47 decision. I've waffled throughout this video, but I can see Shavkat taking 2 rounds off him based off damage-based scoring, based off the fact that Belal doesn't really do much damage, and if Shavkat can posture up and do what Edwards did in this picture, and rain down punches, elbows, significant strikes, he probably wins that round. And I can see him doing that 2 or 3 times, making it a close fight. Not close enough to the point where he's going to win, though, or people even call it a robbery. Belal Muhammad's going to win, and we're going to have to start remembering this guy's name. I'm throwing him into the GOAT debate. I've been MMA Rants. I'm very ill. I'm going to bed. See you all in the next one. Goodbye.